Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at Umami, which is going to be a 2 to 5 player game published by Heidelberg Games, one of the best kids game companies that I know of. I've loved pretty much every game they've ever came out with, so I was super excited to check this game out. In this game, you're going to be trying to get sets of ingredients out on your tableau there to create the tastiest dish to gain points. You're going to be trying to do this over multiple rounds until all of the dishes have been snatched up, or you have 12 ingredient cards out, or someone does. At that point, you're going to lock in the dishes that you finished. You're going to have a secret dish that you had in your hand. You're going to put that out, and you're going to try to still be able to claim that. But that is Umami. We're going to go ahead down to the table here, and I'm going to show you how to play the game, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. All right, so this is Umami, the Forced Food Feast. And in this game, you're going to be trying to create sets to complete these dishes and have the tastiest set to ensure you get these stars. And at the end of the game, it's the person with the most stars who will win. Now, for setup of the game, what you're going to do is you're going to shuffle this deck, and you're going to give out 4 cards to each player. And you're going to give out one of these dish cards to each player. Then, the final part, one of the final parts for setup here, you're going to need to reduce this deck down to your player count. So you're going to have 7 for 2 players, 9 for 3 players, and 10 for 4, and 11 for 5. And then you're going to put all the leftovers back. So let's say we have the 3 players. We're going to go ahead and get 9 of these out, and then we're going to put the rest back. So we're setting up for the 3 players. We'll have these 3 out, and we'll have another little set of 4 cards here, and they'll get a dish too. And that's going to be their secret dish that they are going to try to win at the final round of the game. Now, the last thing we need to do is set up the marketplace here. So for setup of the marketplace, we're simply going to have our deck, and we're going to have this deck. And we're going to place out 4 of these. To start the game. All right. Now, there's a couple things we're going to make you aware of here. These are stars for the points. They'll count if you have completed a dish with these underneath it. At the end of the game, you'll get an extra star for this. These little blossoms here are going to be used to break ties if someone has the equal best dish. And this can be used to steal a card from another player. And this is the secret dish you're going to hold on to until the end of the game. So you're going to try to make sure that you can guarantee that you're going to get this at the end of the game, but it's not a guarantee. Now, for these cards here, if you get them at the end of the game, you're going to get a point. And what these mean is they're either going to have arrows going up, meaning the highest value is going to be the most desirable for this dish. And they're going to have some tough stuff in here. In this case, you need to have any cards, but they need to be 2 numbers separating them. So like 2, 4, 6 sort of thing going here. This one here, the highest numbers are going to be the most desirable dish for this, but you need any green card, and you need 2 red cards that don't equal each other. So they'd be different numbers. This one here, you're going to just have a sequence. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the lowest sequence is going to be the most desirable for this dish. And then this one here, you're going to have 2 different green numbers, a yellow, and the highest number is the most desirable. And this is the same idea with the one in my hand. It's going to want the highest number because the arrows are going up, and it's going to want 2 red cards that have different numbers and a yellow. And that's going to go out at the end of the game. No one knows what it is, but I do, and I'm going to try to make sure I get it. You can only have a maximum of 5 different dishes in here, but what you're going to do on your turn is you're going to take a look at your cards. You're going to take a look what's available there, and you're going to try to place down cards to get those dishes. Now, a couple notes here. The greens have numbers 1, 2, and 3. The yellows have 4, 5, and 6, and the reds have 7, 8, and 9. So there's the numbers from 1 to 9, and the colors are limited to those numbers. So I'm going to do it this way here each turn, and I'm going to show you what stealing is in a minute, but in general, this is what you're going to be doing on your turn. You're going to be taking a card from your hand and placing it down. This one wants high, that one wants high, so this one's either way. This one's a great one to put down. And then I have to put down another card from this row. Well, that one also wants high, and 6 is the highest yellow. So I have two little sets starting here. I will then replenish my hand, and I will replenish the row. And we're going to keep doing this each turn until someone can gain one of these sets. And if you qualify for one of these dishes, you have to take it. We're going to go over that in a second, but in the meantime here, we're going to go over stealing. So if I have a card like this, or in the row, there's one like this, but there's only one in my hand right now, you can play this as a card that you steal. You would discard it, and then you would take a card, so let's say we have it like this, that an opponent has out. So I could take this card, and then I would, and every time you take cards from here, you immediately refill it. And then since I played from my hand to steal, I then have to play from here to finish my set. So since I played from my hand, I play from there. If I would have used a card from the row there to steal from the opponent, I would have played from my hand for the second one. So it's the opposite of what you finished there. But I have this yellow here, which is the highest yellow. And I am looking to get this. So we're going to go ahead and say I'm going to place this here. All right, now the opponent that I stole from gets to pick from this row or from the top of the deck. So they're going to, and then they have to place it out. So they're going to go ahead and they're going to grab this one and set it here. Actually, they're going to grab that one and put it here. All right, so now that's how you do the stealing. So I refill that. Now that I have satisfied one of these, which is this one here, I immediately take it and put it in front of me. Now let's say later on in the game, this player is starting to get their stuff ready, and they have a 9, they have an 8, and then they will do the 3 green. Okay, so let's say they have that. And this is a later turn in the future. They would check to see if they qualified for anything. So whether it be out in the middle or it be for another player. So it's for me, and their hand is better than mine because it's looking for the highest. Because I have 9, 8, 1. They have 9, 8, 3, which is the best you can have. They can steal that. Now, they will have this completed set now. However, this still could be stolen. So if someone has a 9, 8, 3 and they have these blossoms on it, that's the tiebreaker. So they could still steal this from it, even though it's the highest set. So you're basically trying to make these sets to equal the dishes that are out there, but you're also wary of whether you can keep them or not. Now, the game is going to continue until we run out of these, so everyone's claimed the ones that are out in the middle, or someone has 12 ingredients out. In one of those two situations, the game is going to end. This little token here would have went out to the first player. You're going to finish up to the first player so they don't get another turn, but you're just going to make sure everybody has an equal number of turns, and then you're going to do a couple things. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to discard all of these ingredient cards. You're going to discard any of the other dish cards you have out there, and then you're going to do one final round. Oh wait, I also forgot. You're going to flip over any of the dish cards that were claimed. They can no longer be stolen, and these little sets are locked in. Then you're going to take the card, the secret dish card that you had at the beginning of the game. Everyone's going to take theirs and put them out. and everyone gets one last turn. So on your last turn, you get to play all your cards in your hand if you wish to try to complete sets. You can't mess with the completed ones, but you could start new ones. And one thing I didn't mention is, let's say later on in the game, or in the game here, I could actually place a third or fourth card in this set of 3. And what will happen is I immediately discard one of them. So now I have a really strong set there, and I could have took it that if it wasn't the last round of the game. But just to let you know, you can actually switch up your cards a little bit in the game. But I do qualify for that. But chances are someone would have a better set for that. So we're going to do our last qualifying stuff. You could play up to the 4 cards in your hand, and then the game will end, and then you're going to count up these stars. The stars on the dishes that you finished, whether face up or face down, doesn't matter, will count up to your score, and only the stars underneath a dish that was claimed will count too, and the person with the most stars will win. If there's a tie for some reason, the player with the most blossoms will win. If there's still a tie, the players share the victory. And that's going to be how you play Umami. Let's go ahead back up to the table here, and I'll give you my final thoughts on this game. All right, so that was Umami. Card quality on this is great. It's just like any of the Heidelberg games there. You're going to have a lot of replayability with this game. Cards are going to not wear very quickly, so that's going to be great. So you're going to get a lot of plays out of it, and that's fine. Overall, the gameplay on there is pretty solid in here. This is going to be a great game for kids to teach them set collection. And I really love the twist in this game where you have to maintain, or you have to pay attention to what's the best sets of ingredients for those dishes, because you can lose them. So you're also looking at your opponents, and this gives an extra layer of player interaction because you're looking at them and how they gain that set, how they gain that dish, and you're looking to see if you can beat that. Now you can only ever have 5 dishes is the max that you can win on there, but if you get that, you win. There's you're pretty good. So, but you can only have those 5 sets on there, and you're also looking out for that max of 12 ingredients. So you're going to be careful because you have a limited amount of turns before the game ends. Now the dishes do get snatched up really quick, especially with the higher player counts, but you notice that you have more dishes out with the higher player counts. Overall, I think this is a really fun game. I think this is a game that you can definitely teach really quickly to family and friends, get into it, and get some games in. I think this is a pretty solid game, and I would highly recommend it if you're looking for a light, family-friendly game, card game. This is definitely a game you're going to want to check out. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Umami. If you like what we do, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out a lot, helps us get more content out to you all and all that fun stuff. But I hope you all have a great day, and thank you for watching.